Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nur Afrina Batrisha binti Hussein and my matrix number is 280595. Our team has chosen Restaurant Al Ihsan for this group project. Restaurant Al Ihsan is a sole proprietorship with 30 employees who are accountable for the company's success. It was established in 1996. The initial location was at Taman Paramount, Petaling Jaya. There are various dining options including nasi lemak for breakfast and nasi ayam for lunch. Each branch has its own specialty dish. The most popular meal in the Petaling Jaya branch is nasi lemak ayam kruk-kruk. It was open 24 hours a day before COVID-19, but now it's only open from 6 a.m. to 12 a.m. Restaurant Al Ihsan also accepts reservations for catering for certain occasions. They also market their company on social media, which is an effective tool for businesses of all kinds to reach out to prospects and consumers. Due to the pandemic outbreak, Restaurant Al Ihsan began using Foodpanda as a platform to address the demands of customers who want to buy food from their restaurants, as Foodpanda is a well-known food delivery service used by Malaysians to order food and groceries. Restaurant Al Ihsan sells reasonably priced meals. The popular nasi lemak ayam kruk-kruk meal only costs RM7 per person. It is affordable since the cost of living there is relatively high and it is within most people's budget. Their vision is to be renowned globally as the worldwide brand name for Malaysian cuisine, while the mission is providing their customers with only the greatest and freshest ingredients. Vision and missions help them to boost organizational efficiency and productivity.
Good day, Doctor. My name is Shakti Anna Perempuan M. Kumar and my matrix number is 280505. So today I'll be presenting about the framework of Restaurant Al Ihsan. Under this framework, there are three important things that is emphasized, which is the issue, factors, and consequences that are faced by Restaurant Al Ihsan. So the main issue is that the maintaining of the number of customers. So here are a few factors that caused that issue, which are the outbreak of COVID-19, the rise of food supplies price, and also time consuming in serving food. Last but not least is the workforce that was lacking at Restaurant Al Ihsan. Along with that, it's to be discussed about the consequences. For the outbreak of COVID-19, it causes the reduced number of operating hours, and also this increases the dissatisfaction of customers. This is because Malaysians prefer to dine in compared to have their food at home. So initially during the COVID-19 outbreak, many or no one was allowed to have their food at the restaurants. So Restaurant Al Ihsan as well had to close in a very minimum hours of time of operating. That caused dissatisfaction in customers, and there were few regular customers that didn't like these procedures. So this caused the maintenance of number of customers to be hard. Next will be the rise of price of food supplies that caused the rise of price in the food price of Restaurant Al Ihsan. This is because initially when there is an increase in price of food supplies, the restaurant tend to spend lots of money to buy the raw materials to give them a better quality of food. So this causes the food price to increase, which the people didn't like it much as the price were too expensive to be paid. So this initially caused the number of customers to decrease as stated. The third one is that the consuming time in serving food, which is after the outbreak, it caused the customers to be more tensed as their patience level were decreased. As we all know, Malaysians prefer of having food on time. So when there is serving of food that takes lots of time to be served, so it initially makes the customers to be tense and they tend to leave out of the restaurant, and this initially could decrease the number of customers to be coming again to our restaurants, and definitely this caused the maintain of number of customers to decrease for the past 3 years. And last but not least, it's the lack of workforce. So this could cause a poor customer service, especially in taking order. So when the person or the workforce, they take order after a few minutes or after half an hour, definitely this increases the dissatisfaction of the customers, though they tend to complain in any of their social medias or anywhere to any other people. So this initially or abstractly will reduce the coming of numbers of people to the restaurant Al Ihsan. So initially this causes the main issue to happen, which is to maintain the number of customers. Therefore, these are the factors and consequences that cause the issue, which is the maintaining the number of customers to come to restaurant Al Ihsan. Thank you.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Akila Shuhada binti Muhammad Zaudi, matric number 280573. I will explain about the main factors of the problem that the restaurant face. The first factor is the outbreak of COVID-19. The outbreak of COVID-19 was not only a global pandemic and public health crisis, but it has also affected the economy of the entire world. Since our country has movement control order (MCO) due to COVID-19, many small businesses have been affected because of it. Due to the fact that COVID-19 can be spread through direct communication, people are afraid to interact with each other for fear of getting infected. And this will make people avoiding to go out unless it is important thing that require them to go out. As for that, the problem of maintaining the number of customers occurred since the citizens are warned to respect social distance and stay at home as the whole society were facing lockdown. Next, the second factor is rise in price of food supplies. Since the COVID-19 was affecting the economy in our country, the government has decided to increase the price of food supplies to recover our economy that has collapsed. Furthermore, the food industry is an extremely important sector of the economy. The rise in price of food supplies not only affected the citizens, but it has been a problem for the business owner in the food industry, as they should increase their price of food with regard to gain profits, especially after the pandemic of COVID-19. In general, customers do not give much thought to how the food on their tables is produced. Therefore, the increasing of the price of food supplies can cause a problem to maintain the number of customers, as the customers will consider the prices of food as expensive without thinking about how the price of food supplies keep rising nowadays. Then, the third factor is time consuming in serving food. In the food industry, the time consuming in serving food is not something that they can easily avoid, since the time of consumption is important to maintain the quality of foods. The lack of staff training also may be caused the time consuming in serving food be longer, because the trained staff may not have an issue about the time consumed in serving food. As we all know, the nature of human beings does not enjoy waiting something for too long, as it can be time-consuming, annoying, and incredibly frustrating. Hence, since the waiting time for food is one of the things that will influence customer satisfaction, it will be hard to maintain the number of customers at your restaurant, because a long waiting time will make customers dissatisfied with their services. The last factor of the main problem is lack of workforce. A workforce is an essential element for a business, and the lack of workforce may cause productivity and the business reputation to fall. Due to the pandemic of COVID-19, the majority of the businesses were having the same problem, where they had to let go some of their workers since they were having a financial problem and unable to pay the workers. As a result, the lack of workforce will put pressure on the available workers, since they must do more work, and this will make the workers tired mentally and physically. For example, in restaurant Al Ihsan, when there are many customers, the lack of workforce can cause the workers unintentionally to dismiss customer orders. Then, the pressured worker will not deliver a good service to the customers, and this will result in negative feedback from the customers. Therefore, the lack of workforce is one of the factors in the problem of maintaining the number of customers. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and a very good day. My name is Muhammad Faizul Azwan bin Orgazam with metric number 281885, and I'm going to talk about the consequences. Based on the interview conducted, one of the consequences includes reduced operating hours and the amount of food, which eventually decreases overall customer satisfaction. Since Restaurant Al Ihsan is a food and beverage company, customers who come to eat or order online would want the freedom or more of the ability to freely order food whenever or wherever they want. The reduced operating hours limit their ability to order their favorite food at moment's notice. The limited amount of food also contributed to the problem, as customers now must choose between their favorite foods because of limited stocks. This might also cause first come, first served basis to be a norm, as with a limited amount of food would go to early birds rather than every potential customer. That could become a regular customer and increase company profits. During COVID-19, a lot of price hikes occur here and there. For example, the recent chicken price rise that made the news recently. Some people might appear to be unaffected by the rise in supply price. Though, the same cannot be said for everyone. The surge in price does in fact affect a lot of people and organizations, some more than others, especially restaurants. Since restaurants buy supplies in bulk to cater to many customers, even a slight increase in price could snowball into an excessively big money management problem. For example, if a restaurant was supposed to buy 10 kilograms of onions on a day-to-day basis, and the price of onions had a price hike of 50 cents per kilogram, then there would be an increase of RM5 of daily expenses. In a month, the restaurant would have to spend RM150 ringgit more just to buy onions. Some restaurants would charge extra for the food that contains onions for the customers, while some will bear the extra expenses themselves. Either way, both have negative effects, as the former would drive away customers who are budget conscious, while the latter will lessen profit that could be used to further improve the business. Making tasty food takes a good amount of time. Making a perfect meal takes even longer, regardless of being a professional or a completely new cook. We had all been there, waiting for the arrival of our food served in front of us, without us having to move a finger. Some are patient enough or never bothered to wait for the meal to arrive, a problem not foreign to any restaurant in existence during or not during the COVID-19 pandemic. Waiting for food makes most customers tense and unhappy. Unhappy customers might not come again to dine and even tell their friends and family about their unpleasant experience. This would damage the company's reputation enough that it even influence regular customers. A major reason for this is that customers expect food to be ready to be served the moment they ordered. While this might be true to fast food joints, not all restaurants operate the same way, as some food need to be prepared and eaten instantaneously to ensure the food tastes best. While the company might have good intentions, some customers just want to eat while saving time, so they can get on to their other work. Then, lack of workforce during COVID-19 caused by suppression of foreign workers makes services provided by the restaurant to noticeably drop. Foreign workers are held from working for a time during COVID-19 to reduce the spread of the virus. Though this helps to curb the infections, it affects businesses, big and small, negatively. With a below than ideal workforce, the remaining staff must fill in for any required roles, such as being a cashier, a chef, and taking orders, among other things. This impacts workers' performance, as they now must divide their attention during working hours doing multiple tasks at one time. This causes delays to key operations in a restaurant, such as cooking food, taking orders and serving food, because being late in one operation will affect other operations, as there are specific orders in doing tasks in a restaurant. For example, staff must take orders, then submit the order to the chef. The chef later prepares the order. Staff give the order to the customers, and eventually wait for the customer to pay their meal to the cashier.
My name is Nur Asli binti Nuriman, with my matric number is 27789. Today I will present about recommendation. Based on the information obtained through the interview conducted, the owner of restaurant Isan did not deny that the management of the restaurant was slightly affected when faced with the public outbreak. However, there are some suggestions that can be done in improve the management in this restaurant. Among these, speed up the process of taking order from customer. If the order taken can be made immediately, the food can also be made according to the set time. This suggestion can to some extent smooth the work so that customers do not have to wait long for the order dish to be ready. They will also be satisfied with the service provided. In fact, we also encourage you to continue operating hours due to the period that causes customers not to have time to visit this restaurant. If time is added compared to before, the sales revenue of Al Ihsan restaurant will also increase. Furthermore, during the period of movement control, people could not eat at the restaurant, so the offer provided were less popular. Therefore, I also think that Al Ihsan restaurant should improve the offer or promotion that is better and attractive to customers so that they can enjoy a meal with their loved one. In fact, price also play a significant role in customer coming to this restaurant. Besides providing a variety of dishes and options, among the example of discount that can be offered by Al Ihsan restaurant is by giving special prices to 20 people who come early to this restaurant. And you can also offer food at combo prices by giving free item to lucky customers. I am confident that with this method, your restaurant will be successful and customer will be happy with the offer given. In addition, this combo package should have a variety of options so that customer can enjoy their favorite menu according to the promotional prices that have been offered to the customer in attendance. It's aimed to ensure that customers are free to make food choices according to their taste. In addition, the Prime Minister had previously announced restaurant operating hours until 10 p.m. to reduce the spread of COVID-19. However, this year all restaurants were allowed to operate as before. Therefore, it is appropriate for Al Ihsan restaurant to hold work shift for employees. Since this restaurant has been allowed to operate for 24 hours, it is important to schedule employee duties based on a schedule. By creating a schedule, employees will carry out work-based tasks that have been set by the restaurant manager and found in the schedule, and each employee will experience day and night scenario. At first, they feel a bit tired because they have to work overtime, but over time eventually employees can understand the scope of works, and moreover, the manager will always monitor the movement of employees to work better and faster. Furthermore, during the period of movement control, people could not eat at the restaurant, so the offer provided were less popular. Therefore, I also think that Al Ihsan restaurant should improve the offer or promotion that is better and attractive to customers so that they can enjoy a meal with their loved one. In fact, price also play a significant role in customer coming to this restaurant. Besides providing a variety of dishes and options, among the example of discount that can be offered by Al Ihsan restaurant is by giving special prices to 20 people who come early to this restaurant. And you can also offer food at combo prices by giving free item to lucky customers. I am confident that with this method, your restaurant will be successful and customer will be happy with the offer given. In addition, this combo package should have a variety of options so that customer can enjoy their favorite menu according to the promotional prices that have been offered to the customer in attendance. It's aimed to ensure that customers are free to make food choices according to their taste.
Through our project's discussion with the owner of restaurant Al Ihsan, we learned that the company's greatest challenge is sustaining its customer base. This problem has a substantial influence on the company's capacity to accomplish its goals and its future. Among the elements contributing to the problem are the breakout of COVID-19, the increase in the cost of food supplies, the length of time required to serve meals, and the shortage of available hours. The subsequent effects of the issue include a reduction in operation hours and food, which raises customer discontent, a rise in food prices, which increases dissatisfaction of customers, and poor customer service while processing orders. Our team has compiled a number of proposals for the restaurant's economic recovery, including improving the restaurant's management, particularly by expediting the order-taking procedure. In addition, Al-Esa restaurant should provide consumers with a decent deal and delegate certain responsibilities and tasks to staff. Aside from that, they must be creative in advertising their firm in order to generate sales and fulfill their long-term objectives.